Them sheiks with the sheets, they got moolah.
They had living rooms, bedrooms. The plane was freaking huge.
We pull up to the estate, come through the gates.
They had ATM machines with gold bars in it.
That was pretty nice. That was pretty dope. My best baller experience on somebody else's dime. I've had a few. I've been very fortunate that people want to hang. I did a show that was in the Far East. He sent like basically a Delta plane, which was actually one of the planes from their royal family, to fly us over and back in like 2 days, which we spent more time on the plane going over to do a concert, a benefit concert that he was having for his country. Paid us, put us up in some crazy ass room that we probably only spent 3 hours in, because when we landed, we went right to the room, performed 3 hours, stayed at the show for another 3 hours, and hopped back on the plane, and he flew us back. On top of paying us, which was very outstanding, because I had jacked up the price thinking I wasn't going to go. There's no way he's going to pay this. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? You know how when you don't want to go somewhere and you're like, yo, there's no way this guy's going to pay this. He was like, yo, no problem. I was like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he's going to pay it? Okay, well, I don't think we're going to make it through the airport. No, he's going to send the plane. I was like, well, send a plane. It's a 13-hour flight. He's like, no, his family has like a 737 or something. It was huge. It had living rooms, bedrooms. The plane was freaking huge. And he sent it, and it was like 5 of us on a plane that hold like 180. And that was pretty nice. That was pretty dope.
I had an opportunity to go to Abu Dhabi and Dubai with the U.S. ambassador of Dubai on Mark Cuban's 747 private jet. What made this trip so exciting, it was during the F1 Formula, the motor car racing thing, where so you had celebrities from across the world coming. And I think that is one of the biggest events in Abu Dhabi. Diddy was there, Paris Hilton was there, Tyrese was there, Vin Diesel was there, Alcohol was there, and I don't remember anybody else after that. We stayed at the Emirates Palace Hotel. Like America, you got 5 stars. This place had 7 stars. And what made it a 7-star hotel, they had ATM machines with gold bars in it. Every floor was marble. They had a helo pad on top of the hotel. What made this luxurious that every night we had dinners, 60 platings, 60 people ate the same food at the same time. We took a helicopter from Abu Dhabi to Dubai. Whatever that big mosque is, we went there. I thought the country was called gold because it was like gold everywhere. To be able to go on a helicopter from Abu Dhabi to Dubai, to go to a concert where, like, I thought people had money here. Them sheiks with the sheets, they got moolah. They have the yachts pulling inside the yachts, just going inside the yachts. And it was so funny because I'm in there hanging out with all of these billionaires, and I didn't think I had any fans in Abu Dhabi. And there was a couple Muslim guys came up to me, they was like, hey, oh my God, it's Donnell Rollins, They was like this, could you say it one time? Could you say it one time, right? They wanted me to say that phrase, could you say it one time? And I'm looking around at the company that I'm keeping, and I whispered, I said, I'm rich, bitch. They was like, what? I was like, I'm rich, bitch. They was like, say it a little louder. I was like, not with the company I'm keeping right now. But it was just like everything was wide open. The food was amazing. The lifestyle was amazing. You know, going into the deserts, riding camels, you know, just being a part of, like, the last time I saw Abu Dhabi, it was on Sex and the City. So for me to experience that, it was amazing. And another thing that made that trip so amazing is that's where my son was conceived. That's when I hit bullseye, Abu Dhabi. I know y'all chicks out there talking about, well, I got pregnant in DC, I got pregnant in New York. You got pregnant in Abu Dhabi?
So every year, Wiz Khalifa, shout out to my guy Wiz Khalifa, does a summer tour. During that summer tour, Robert Kraft called Wiz and wanted him to DJ a ring celebration for the New England Patriots, who had just won the Super Bowl earlier that year. And Wiz had just started to get into DJing, and he was doing his 1-2 thing with the DJ stuff. And I was, walking him through it. He came to the OG. What can I say? Thankfully, those are my brothers, and they told Robert Kraft that if Wiz is going to DJ, then we want to get Drum to open up. So, of course he agreed to it, and he agreed to a really, 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 really hefty dollar sign for me to do like 30 minutes to an hour. Let's just say it's probably about 5 or 7 times what a normal gig for me would be to get paid. Robert Kraft sent the most luxurious SUVs and cars to come pick us up, and we had like a whole motorcade with police escorts kind of going through the city. And we went to Robert Kraft's house. We pull up to the estate, come through the gates, and like almost literally like park it like one house. And then we got into some other vehicles to drive through to where an actual party was, which was in just like literally like a ballroom on the property. Robert Kraft had another building that was just kind of set up for us, where he had a whole layout and spread of things for, Wiz and his entourage, me being part of it, had available and access right there. We went to the ballroom where everyone is and everything. And during my set, Edelman got a little excited and was opening some champagne and like sprayed my whole computer. Like during my set while I'm DJing in front of everybody, and my computer just started glitching like to the point of no return. And there goes my computer. It's done. It's out. So Wiz takes over. He's DJing. Everyone's having a good time. And then, literally after that, unbeknownst to me, Robert Kraft sent me another hefty check, an apology for, the accident with my computer, and allowed me to purchase a new computer.
My best bucket list item that I've checked off of my list. Well, I probably just did it, Dancing with the Stars. That was probably that would probably be something, that I never thought that I would be doing. I'm not one to be skydiving. I ain't jumping out of nobody's plane unless it's going down and this is the only way out. I'm not bungee jumping. No way, no how. You know what I mean? Like, that's not on my list no time soon or will ever be. So I think the COVID fever, not actually the virus, but the COVID fever of just things that are happening because of COVID, is one of those things that probably led Nelly to be on Dancing with the Stars, just in the house running his mouth, trying to figure out what to do, because you're pulling your hair out and you want to do something. And I'm talking to people and I'm bragging about me being a Scorpio and how I feel us Scorpios can do whatever. And and Dancing with the Stars got brought up, and I'm not one to back down. So I was like, I kill that. And I got called on it. You know what I mean? And so happens that time permitted, and we were in a situation to where I actually had the time to do it, because I never would have had time to do it before, because it is so time consuming. Dancing with the Stars is technically every day. It's an every day schedule, especially for someone like me, because hell, I can't dance. So I needed all the practice and the rehearsal I could get. Someone with dance experience probably can go 2 or 3 days only worth of rehearsals and pick up a routine like that. 2 or 3 days for me, I'm just picking up the first 8 bars of the first 8 bars of the choreo. I need the next 3 days to get the other 8. So it was pretty tasking. But if it's anything that I could probably say that I did that I never thought I would be doing, besides being Nelly and getting a chance to just travel the world and be successful and help my peoples, it would definitely be Dancing with the Stars.
The coolest thing I was able to check off my bucket list was probably visiting Africa, going to the motherland. And clearly it's a continent with a lot of countries, and there's a lot more visiting I would love to do. But South Africa for me is an amazing place. Visiting Cape Town is like it's just heaven on earth, you know, to go to Table Mountain and take that ride up the trolley up the mountain that first time. And, you know, you really get to like look over the city, and you know, you literally like going through the clouds to get to the top of Table Mountain. And when you get up there to like just, you know, look over everything, and you know, just in itself, Table Mountain is a sight to see. Beyond Cape Town, you know, South Africa also has an abundance of beautiful cities like Johannesburg, like Durban, you know, Soweto. It's just one of those places you have to go, you know. And I was very lucky to be able to check it off very early off my bucket list, you know, to have traveled there and spent some time, and you know, go to Mandela's house, and you know, also in Cape Town is Robben Island, which is the island that Mandela was incarcerated. You know, walking through Mandela's house and like feeling that energy of a man that really like changed the world, that, you know, we'll be talking about to the end of time. You know, chills run through your body, you know what I'm saying, to see where he slept, to see where he had his meetings, to see where he changed the whole country and put it on his back. Like, you know, it's monumental. It was definitely a life-changing experience.
I said if I ever have any kids, the one thing I want to do is I want to take them on an RV trip. And just recently, I had the opportunity. I rented it. It wasn't a big one. I went from New York to Yellow Springs, Ohio with my son, a good friend of mine and his kids. We went from Ohio. We did a show in Washington, D.C. Shout out to RFK Stadium. I sold that bitch out. We did that, and then we drove back up to New York. And all I could think of was the memories I had with my brothers and sisters, the memory that my father created, and the fact that my son will have that RV memory forever and ever. Now, anytime he sees a truck, it could be a UPS truck. Daddy, is that an RV? Daddy, when we gonna go on an RV again? So for me to be able to recreate a memory that I had with my family years ago, but it was a bucket list thing I did, and I loved it. Not only would I recommend it, I really want to reach out to Cruise America or one of these companies, because, you know, my son's like on kindergarten this year. Then one of the things that the kids aren't having now, they're not having field trips. They're not having any out-time activity. They're stuck in front of it. So my idea is like to get like a small group of people, get about 3-4 of them, have an adult RV, have a RV that slides out, get an educator, because all the teachers aren't working right now. Get an educator, and because everybody's doing virtual school, take that shit on the road. Take that shit on the road where they could go, they could be in school at a nature park, get off that bus, go do some nature walking. It's not an easy thing to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not super expensive. I think it's however we prioritize stuff. You know, we waste money on so much stupid stuff. But even if it's only like a weekend, the memories that you will create in that RV with your kids, it's like an amusement park. One of my friends that was driving, he's a horrible driver, but the kids, everything is adventure. He was hitting speed bumps. I was like, what the? My son was like, a big one. That was a big one, Daddy. So yeah, I would recommend it for definitely for family.